and welcome back to the RMTV Women's Podcast. This is episode 148, back on Zoom. As you know, we alternate weeks now and then, but yeah, it's just one of those weeks where we're super busy, so Zoom is the best option for us. So let's hope there's no FaceTime calls or Wi-Fi problems
Oh
or anything else. I've moved rooms. I'm in a different part of the house, so I'm hoping the Wi-Fi stays nice for us. But
Okay.
yeah, it's Tuesday evening. How are you today, Amy? How's your week been so far?
My week's been busy. For some reason, I had an urge just then to quote H when he's like, "Oh, busy man. I wasn't a busy man before. I'm a busy man now."
Wasn't a busy man last year.
Literally, like that's me. I wasn't a busy woman last year, but now I am.
Yeah.
But busy, no good. You know what? The week's always so much better when we win on a weekend. So
It is.
that's
It
what I'm
really
taking
is.
from it.
It really is. We'll dive straight into Liverpool, and that'll be the first topic of today's podcast. Obviously, a nice 2-1 win over Crystal Palace on Sunday at Prenton Park. I think the main thing I took away from Sunday's game was obviously the win, but then also just how strong of a performance it was from us for the majority of the match. Obviously we score within the first couple of minutes. Taylor Hines gets her first goal for Liverpool, but I think you could see when we spoke about Matt Beard saying, "Oh, from end of September, October is when you're gonna see like the changes in Liverpool." You could see that on Sunday. I thought compared to the rest of the games of the season so far. I don't know whether you felt the same about that.
I did. I think he's almost there. I mean, a lot can be said from the fact that he chose a different formation today, which to me thinks he's still not entirely convinced on what the best formation for the set of players he has is, which I think is normal. But he mentioned in like post-match as well, like certain games will suit a back three, certain games will suit a back four. So it depends on the opposition, and I think the way that we played and handled with that back three in possession, and obviously back five out of possession, with Rowe, Matthews and Moore as like the three central defenders, I think it worked well for Palace. The only thing that it means is that it means that the midfield have to work about 20 times harder, but they proved that they could do that. Kerry Holland was playing really, really deep at the weekend, which is another thing that we haven't seen as much of. We usually see it like out on the wing, but I think he definitely is still, I think he knows what he wants to do, but he's assessing all the options before obviously he makes that decision. And as we say, like I think it'll be mix and match and changing in terms of formation throughout the season. Personnel will probably stay the same, but you'd imagine that he's going to switch up the formations and stuff with regards to who we come up against. So I guess it makes it more interesting. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
Yeah, speaking of like formations and stuff, what was interesting for me was obviously the two fullbacks could sort of bomb on a little bit more, because you had that little bit of you had obviously the strong defence with three at the back with Moore, Rogan and Matthews. So you obviously saw Taylor Hines got further up the pitch, which leads to our first goal within the first like 3-4 minutes of the game. I was really impressed with Charlotte Wardlaw. I have been since she came in, to be honest. I think she's always been really good down that right hand side. She's not afraid to go forwards, and she's not afraid to have a shot either. She had a couple of opportunities and some good positions on Sunday. She does, yeah, she does. For a young player, that's why she's come to Liverpool. She's come to play games, and she started all of them so far and played in all of them. So, that's been a testament to her and the type of player that she is and could be. But just like sticking with the defence for a minute, I thought that was probably Leon Rowe's best game in Liverpool shed so far this season.
Yeah.
That sort of ties in with one of the questions that we've got asked on Instagram today from Ash Blue Vegan, which says Leon Rowe's form this season. Your thoughts on the change of formation at the weekend? So yeah, obviously discussed the change of formation there, but yeah, Leanne Rowe was really one player I wanted to highlight from Sunday's game. She obviously played in the middle of that back three, back five, if you will.
Yeah,
Um, and I think that was just such a strong position for her.
yeah,
I think she benefited from having two experienced players either side of her as well.
hmm
Um, and then that sort of ties in, I think, with Jasmine Matthews' form as well. I don't think Matt Beer could speak highly of anyone as he did Jasmine Matthews post match at the weekend.
yeah.
If you haven't seen his post match reaction, that'll be linked somewhere above. And he really wanted to stress how important of a player Jasmine Matthews is and is going to be for us this season. And I think that just proved on Sunday just how good our defence can be this season.
Yeah, I've been blown away with Matthews ever since she came back. I mean, she was one of them players that I didn't want to leave when she did go. Like, I think she had a few injuries towards the back end of when she was at us a couple of seasons ago, and she was one of those players that when she did play was just solid. You didn't have a bad thing to say about her. She wouldn't necessarily excel, but she'd just be good at what she did, and you took that for granted when she did it. So, but I feel like she's definitely stepped up her game. Like, she looks fit, she looks strong, she looks full of energy and full of stamina. So, yeah, she's a massive part of this team already, and only the first couple of games, and to be the captain as well must have been a great feeling for her. But what a player she is. I think we would be lost without her. Even just the leadership skills at the back as well is what you always look for. But she does work well with Rowe. We obviously haven't seen her much with Moore yet. Obviously, Moore coming back late from the Olympics, etc. So not really maybe being match fit to really have any real attempt to play alongside her. But her and Rowe are solid at the back. And we know Moore and Robe can play together as well. So they've got so many different options for that centre back pairing. But it's quite exciting. I really am glad she's come back to the club. Jazz Matthews, I'm talking about. Sorry. I really am. She's really impressed me so far, and a lot of people speak highly of her.
Yeah, I think it's just that instant impact from it
Yeah.
is what's made it
She
so
didn't need to
memorable.
like settle in. She was just there.
Yeah,
Like, yeah.
yeah. Like she's obviously it's probably different. It's probably different when you leave a club and then come back because she was only gone for a couple of seasons, so not much has changed. In terms of like obviously personnel around the club's changed, but in terms of stadium and stuff like that, like she probably feels, excuse me, like comfortable where she is. So
Yeah.
that's obviously a positive for that. But yeah, I'm nearly choking now as well. It's we're not having a good time. But yeah, is there anyone else that you'd like to sort of pick out from Sunday's game?
I think that's kind of it, really. I think the unsung heroes of the game would definitely have to be the two in midfield, Bow and Holland, because there were so many more Crystal Palace players in that midfield, and they had so much to do in order to make sure that they didn't break through the lines, etc. So they were absolute workhorses in the middle of the pitch. So you've got to give really good credit to them. And Lawsy makes that unbelievable double save in the first
Yeah,
half, which proper saves everyone's arses realistically. And she's just proven again how much of a great goalkeeper she is. But yeah, that's probably it for me. I don't necessarily think anyone had a bad game. I mean, obviously Hodgson
no,
scores again, and gets a start, which he hasn't had for a while. Which is another positive. I don't think anyone was necessarily didn't have a good game. I think everyone was pretty much on top form. And you know what, the most perfect thing for me was like it was like the intensity was there from the beginning. We weren't having to wait for the team to sort of click into action and get on
yeah.
with it, blah, 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 blah. It was like bam, 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 got a goal, let's go. Bam, 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 got another goal, let's go. Okay, I mean, we conceded and we probably could have scored a few more, but it was like very much on it from the get-go, which I feel like we need to do a lot more.
I think just finally for me on Sunday's game, I think one important thing for me was how quickly we bounced back from their equaliser. A lot of the times in previous seasons where we've maybe gone, where it's gone 1-1 or we've gone 1-0 down, it's took us a lot of the game to get
Yeah.
back into it and find our rhythm again. And you maybe not getting you maybe getting a last minute equaliser or whatever, but it's how quickly we were able to bounce back from it going to 1-1. And they didn't let the heads drop. I think what was a positive for us in that moment was that we knew we were the better team that day, and we were performing better.
Yeah.
So it didn't phase them. So I think that was one positive for me that like I couldn't really talk about after the game, was just how quickly we were able to bounce back from them scoring their goal, because it was a fluky goal, wasn't it? It was a goal Beth Mead would be proud of, as you whispered in me. It was a crot. So yeah, but yeah. Overall, really happy with the win. Second win of the season, first at home. Everyone was. I think we mentioned like, are we going to have a problem at home this season, because so far we hadn't really done that well. No, we're not. We're not going to have any problems.
We're not going to have any problems anywhere. No. We're going to win all the time.
We're going to win every game now.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, but going on to WSL for a minute then. Obviously, there's some big games over the weekend. Manchester City versus Arsenal was one of them.
And United versus Chelsea.
United versus Chelsea. So there was some big scorelines over the weekend. Obviously, Arsenal beat City 5-0, and then Chelsea beat Man United 6-1. Did it finish, I think?
Yes, it did. That's a big scoreline.
Really big score. One I wasn't expecting from either games, to be honest. But just to stick with City and Arsenal for a minute, obviously City are in a bit of a bad place right now. In a bit of a rut. On the rocks, maybe, who knows? They've obviously got a lot of injury problems. Amy's wrote a list here. So you've got Walsh, Bronze, Horton, Vasso, Roebuck, Morgan, and Kelly all out.
There could be more. They're the only ones I could think of.
Yeah, there's definitely more. I think they have like an injured start 11 basically.
It's ridiculous, isn't it?
Which isn't good for them. But if you're just going off those names listed there, you know,
it's a lot.
That's 7 really key players that they don't have available. I don't know. You don't know how long these players are going to be out for. I think there's always high expectations of Man City going into every season, but then now it's kind of like, are you going to see them sort of drop off a little bit, or are they just in this way because of the injury crisis? You don't know how to think about it. I genuinely think it's just because they've got so many players injured at the minute that they're obviously not having a good time. But it's kind of like Arsenal sort of re-emerging again. Chelsea are just Chelsea. Man United aren't what they were, but they can be. So it's kind of one of them. It's like, I don't know how you feel about it.
It's tough, isn't it? Like, I definitely don't see them as flying as Arsenal or Chelsea, but I mean, it's been 3 games. I think a lot's happened in terms of obviously getting knocked out of the Champions League as well, and all the injuries on top of that. It's tough to say, isn't it? It's a long season. It's 22 games, and 2 of them they've lost, and 1 of them I think they won. So, or drew. I can't remember. I can't remember remember if they were whatever. But I mean, it's tough when you lose. You're not just losing squad players. You're losing your starting 11 players. So the people that make it happen.
Key personnel as well, like on the pitch.
Yeah. So like Kira Walsh, it's amazing now that you realise how much that she actually does on the pitch. Sorry. Now she's not there to make it happen. But you look and you're like, you've still got Georgia Stanley on there. You've still got Ellen White on there, who had an absolutely incredible Olympics. You've got the likes of Alana Kennedy, who's been brought in, Australian player. Like, you've got Lauren Hemp on the pitch. You had Alex Greenwood, who I think might be injured now at the minute as well. You do have these key players, but I guess when you're coming up against the likes of Arsenal, you need all of your squad players. But I think they're just low on confidence at the minute by the looks of it. I mean, that Spurs defeat must have absolutely knocked it out of them.
Yeah.
And I think it's carried on for one reason or another. Obviously, they play Leicester tomorrow night. Interesting to see what's going in the cup. Sorry, so non-league action, but interesting to see what will happen there. But I mean, when do you stop and turn around and go, oh God, we have a problem here? Do you know what I mean? Like, when does that? How far along in the season do you need to get to then realise that? It's so strange. I don't know what the answer is.
And the thing with like women's football is, then you don't have that many games in a season either. So, I think if our last season WSL proves anything, if you get off to a bad start, it's not going to go well the back end of the season. So City kind of can't afford to lose that many games, especially going into like the winter period as well, where there's going to be more cup fixtures as well, and the squad's already thin as it is. So the starting 11 tomorrow night is probably going to be mostly what started the weekend, and probably who's going to start this weekend. So it's a headache. It's a headache the manager's going to have in terms of picking his squad and stuff. But yeah, like you said, you named so many great players there as well. So it's like, well, on one hand, you can obviously sympathise with how many key players they have out, but also look at the squad and what they do have available now. So yeah, it's one of them. I don't know. I think it's going to be a. Sorry if you can hear drilling in the background as well. My dad's just decided to start knocking all the kitchen down, which is what we love. What we love right now. But yeah, it's going to be I'm excited for this WSL season. I think it's going to be a good one.
It is. There's a lot more riding on it, obviously, in terms of like prize money, blah, 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 sponsorships, like so much more visibility, like on the game. It's really cool what's sort of going on at the minute, and it's exciting. You want competitiveness, and that's ultimately that's what I guess. Well, I say that it's not really competitive if you're getting beat 6-1, is it? But I mean, it's competitive between the teams that do well.
You don't know though, because you're saying, them getting beat 6-1, City getting beat 5-0. It's like, well, there was when going to the men's football, when Liverpool men had wrapped up the league title, they went and got beat like 4-5-0 by Man City at home away the next game. So it's like, you can't. I don't know. It's just how you perform on the day, really, isn't it? But going on to another question. This one's on Twitter from Alex Sinclair. The first part of it is, have you guys been able to get petrol? What a scandal! What an absolute scandal!
You know what? It does me head in, because no one actually knows there's a shortage.
But the thing is, it's only certain. I'm pretty sure it's only like BP who have like a shortage of drivers. So it's like, well, I went and got my petrol from Costco yesterday, and they were sound. Like, I got petrol.
But you know what? Like, you know what the issue is? There wasn't an issue, and now everyone's bulk buying, and now there is an issue.
It was a lot of scaremongering by the news. I think it was.
I know. I haven't personally. My car's still on half a tank, and I don't use it that much, so it's fine. I'm gonna wait till it all blows over, then I'm gonna fill it up.
But it was one of them where, like, I genuinely did need petrol.
I know. Yeah. Some people do. Some people just doing it because they're scared. I've seen some woman filled up a plastic bag full of petrol.
Plastic bags, yeah.
How the hell is she planning on getting that into the car?
Well, I don't know if it's the same video, but like when she lifted it up, it was all like leaking, and I was like, you've just wasted so much petrol there because you're being
People are mad. Like, people are strange.
Really are silly.
Like, buying toilet roll. What the hell?
Honestly, but it's like, I seen on Twitter like an ambulance driver, and it was like they couldn't get petrol.
Oh my god!
Like, that's what matters most. It's going back into the cycle of like when key workers couldn't get anything from the shops in the first wave because everyone was just going and bulk buying for unnecessary reasons. It's like, don't be that person.
I'm over it.
Don't be that person, guys.
Don't be that person.
Going back onto the football, they said, do you guys think Arsenal could win the Champions League? I believe they could, and after Chelsea and City, I'm convinced that it's a possibility.
I mean, it's always a possibility.
You just took the word right out of my mouth. That's exactly what I was going to say.
Sure, why not?
Anyone could win it. We
could win it.
Yeah, I don't think.
But...
Yeah, I don't think we're quite there yet.
No.
A couple of more seasons. Give us a couple more seasons. But yeah, I don't see why not. They've obviously won it
depends
before.
how good Europe is at the minute. I mean, you've got like your Barcelonas, your Bayern Munichs, your Wolfsburgs, like your Leons.
Leon have like bought well too. I think they took not winning the Champions League against Heart, to be honest with you, and they just went, let's go and buy everyone. I don't know. I do think it's a possibility.
I agree.
I think it happened, but I don't know whether out of the English clubs, I don't know whether I'd pick Arsenal. I think I'd favour Chelsea again to go on like a
Would
good run.
you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
But
either,
I
to be
do
honest.
like Arsenal this
They're
season.
both really strong.
Yeah, both really strong. But that just bodes well for England then, really, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
puts us on the map.
Yeah, puts us on map.
Money on the map.
Yeah, but yeah, who knows? We'll see. Let us know in the comments below if you think Arsenal can go on and win the Champions League, and let us know any thoughts on other topics that we've discussed today. If you're a Liverpool fan, how happy were you on Sunday after the win? Because we were buzzing.
I was a 10
Yeah,
out of 10.
he was a 10. Yeah,
We were buzzing.
yeah. It's just nice, isn't it?
Oh, it's just a
Just a
warm
nice
feeling
feeling.
inside.
Yeah, warm and fuzzy.
Oh.
Yeah. But yeah, that's everything on today's agenda. Thank you very much for watching. Remember to like the video, comment, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you for a Coventry build-up ahead of this weekend. And obviously you get all your Christmas reactions. So yeah, thanks for watching and we'll see you all soon. Bye.
Bye.